record on my computer. All right, so I figure I'll just spend a few minutes doing like a quick overall Ravelry tutorial, but then I'm also going to show you how to set up a project with pictures, and then how you can post your pictures. We run a lot of Ravelry threads, and you can win prizes and you can post your pictures. So I'm going to show you an easy way to do that. But first I'm going to show you an all over kind of Ravelry little mini tutorial here. So let me go to share my screen. Okay, share. Okay, can everybody see that?
Yep.
Okay, so when you go to Ravelry, I'm assuming you all have a Ravelry account of some kind. This is the home page. They've changed it up a little bit. So if you haven't used it in a while, it does look a little bit different. You can search by patterns. You can search by yarns. You can find different forums and groups and things under community to connect with, and I'll show you how to find our group there in a minute. You can ask help questions here, and there's a little mini mart. If you need like an overall tutorial, there's a learn all about Ravelry here as well. This is kind of where I always end up starting, is the advanced search. So you can click on that. You can put in anything. I'm going to start, I've started a new sweater, but I have not set it up as a project yet on my Ravelry page, which I want to do. So I happen to know what it's called, but you could put in, you know, V-neck sweater and hit patterns and see what comes up. Or if you know a designer, like I know this pattern happens to be by Hohi, and it starts to give you options as you type. It's by Hohi Locatelli. So I'm just going to scroll down and I'm going to click on her. And it'll give you a little bit about her. And then she's got her patterns divided up by cardigans, pullovers, shawls, and cowls. This happens to be a pullover. And it is called, the one I want to make is, or I've started making, is called the Charles. Sometimes these are in alphabetical order and sometimes they're not. Let's see if I can find it. Hoping it's in here. So if you don't find it, sometimes if she has printed it in a publication, it may not show up here. It will, oh, there's 2 pages. Huh. Let's try a second page. Understated. No, and it's still not there. Okay. I happen to know it's called Charles. I'm going to hit, I don't remember if it's called the Charles sweater or Charles sweater, and Ravelry can be particular. So I'm going to put in Charles and I'm going to hit patterns and I'm going to see what comes up. And of course, it's going to be difficult to find.
It was right there on the top row, Pam, on the far right.
Oh, you know what? Because I've got my, I've got you people there. I couldn't see it.
Okay, yeah.
There it is, the Charles V-neck. Okay, I put you guys at the top. All right, so I've already put it in, it's highlighted here. It's already in my favorites, and I've already purchased the pattern. It's in my library. And I have taken a picture already of the 2 yarns. This holds a fingering weight yarn and a mohair together. So I've already taken a picture of that, and I want to create a, let me see, I have to, I'm going to pin this to me. There we go. All right, so I'm going to start, I'm going to make a project to help me keep track of my progress, and I can post pictures as I go. This is another way just to keep a knitting journal of what I've done. So if you go over here to my notebook and I go down to projects, it will have all the projects that I've started, and I clearly have not added all of my pictures yet, but I'm going to add a new project. right here, add a project, and it really walks you through the whole thing. It is knitting. I'm going to name it as, I'm going to call it now this is just what you want to call it. It's not the name of the pattern. My Charles V-neck. I used a pattern. I'm going to enter the name. Charles V-neck. And I'm going to hit continue. And it's giving me options. Oh, yep, this is the one. I'm going to choose this pattern. So that what that does is if you are searching through other people's projects, this will link my project and my progress to everybody else making this pattern. So you could see what I was doing. I don't bother adding tags, although you could. Tags are things like if it's something that's worked top up or bottom down or in the round, you could add things like that. I don't bother doing it. I'm going to add a needle. I happen to know that I'm using a size 7 needle. I'm going to add that there. I'm not going to add my gauge. I know I got gauge on this already. I'm going to add the yarns that I'm using. I am using Sheepjus Bamboo Soft. And is this the one you want to use? Yes, this is the one I want to use. So if people are looking for projects, if you search for Sheepjus Bamboo Soft, my project's going to show up as an option of something you can make with that yarn. I can choose the colorway. It lists all the colorways. So it does a lot of the work for you. I could enter my dye lot. I'm not going to. It already adds in how much yardage and everything is there. I'm going to enter that it was purchased at around, and I've done that before, it pops up. And it says, do you want to link to this shop? Which is nice when you do, because then people, if they see, oh, where did they buy that yarn? It will send them to our shop, which we like. I'm going to add a second yarn because I'm also using Rowan Kid Silk Haze. And that's the one. And I am using, let's see. And of course on the Rowan, they don't give a name on the yarn. They only give a number, which is on the label. Let's see. Do they list numbers at all? Oh, here we go. Down to number 641. There we go. All right, and I'm going to do the same around the table yarns. I'm going to link it. Okay, and I could put project notes, like I could put my cast on date. I want to keep track, and I started this on February 1st. And I'm going to leave it at that. Now, up here at the top, you can add photos of your project. So I clicked add photos. I'm going to upload from my computer, or if you're a drag and drop person, I could drag it and drop it in. Or I could have hit
Where
upload.
did you
And
drag it from, Pam?
I opened up my photos
Oh,
on my
okay.
laptop, and this is, you know, my thousands of photos, and I knew it was right here. Like
Okay.
if I had saved it somewhere and named it, I could have uploaded it from my computer if you had a name to search for. But here's a picture of my yarn. If I had taken a picture of my progress, I could have added that picture as well. But I have not done that yet. So I'm going to say finish with photos. So now here's what my page looks like. I'm going to change that up just a little. No, I don't want that many. Why did you do that? Let's see. Why did it, oh, here we go. Let's delete that one. And of course it won't let me delete. All right, well, let's hit save changes. Maybe I can go back and edit that. I bet I can. Edit. Add or change photos. That's what I needed. Yeah, I don't need 3 pictures. Yes, delete. Yes, delete. Okay. Finish with photos. All right.
Let that happen.
I know. There is a way to do that. It is actually, if you search around there, it really is pretty intuitive. I mean, it asks you all the questions. It does the linking for you automatically, which is nice. Okay, so I've saved my changes. Now, why didn't it save? It did not save. Let's go back and edit again. Somehow I deleted, I think, when I was looking the name of the pattern. Yeah, somehow I deleted that. So let's try that again. My Charles neck. And the pattern name is that one. Okay, knitting, there's my needles, there's my yarn. Save changes before I screw anything else up. Okay, so if I was searching, and I'll show you how to do that. Let's see here, let me go back now to, I was deciding on this pattern. And ooh, I really want to make that. I like the way it looks. Let me see what other people have done. You can go over here to about this pattern. 34 projects have been started. It's a brand new pattern. It came out in January of 2021. So often when you're searching for patterns, if it's a brand new pattern, wait till a few people have tried it yet. Particularly if you're not familiar with the designer. Hohi is a well-established designer. She does excellent tech editing. Her patterns are usually pretty flawless. And I see here that it's a brand new pattern, so I'm not surprised that there's only 34 projects started. If I click on that, I can see other people's projects, and mine will probably be at the end or not at all. Maybe it hasn't uploaded yet. Interesting. Maybe there might be a little time for it to upload. If I was deciding what I wanted to do, which is exactly how I started this, I searched and then I click on yarn ideas because I like to see, did anybody do it in a yarn I already have, or yarn that I have access to? And I like to look to see what other people have made it out of. So you can scroll through there, which is nice. And then, for example, several people made it out of Shibui Knits Tweed Silk Cloud. If I click on that, it will show me the 3 people who have done that. And then you can go to their patterns. Let me go. Back. We'll go back to the details. I'm going to give a little refresh here. Maybe we'll add my project in. I don't know what the lag time is. We'll come back to that. So now if I want to, for example, if we were doing this as a knit along, we would probably have a Ravelry thread going for our group. So I'm going to go down here under community. Groups is where you can find, these are all of the groups that I have joined. You can search groups here. Our group is called Friends Around the Table. And our logo comes up. You can click on it. And then up here, I'm already a member of the group, but you can click Join Group here. And it's got information about us. We have our Zoom schedule on there. Our password and everything is on there. All the members are listed here. And then here are threads that we currently have going. This will be knit-alongs we have going, or places we've had people post pictures so that we can keep track of things, or we've done for prizes. So for example, I know several people were going to be starting Kim's crochet granny square. So I'm going to click on that. And I'm going to scroll up to the top. So Kim did the first post, and it's got all the information that she typed in about it and different material options that you can use. She also listed links to different patterns that you can make with your granny squares. And if you click on one, it will take you to the pattern. So things you can do with once you learn how to do a granny. I'm gonna go back to another one. You could put your granny squares together into a blanket. So she's linked a bunch of different ideas, like, oh, what am I going to do with a bunch of granny squares? She's given you a bunch of ideas here that you can do with it. All right, so this is information about it. And she had asked us, if we wanted to be a part of it, just say I'm in, and we had a little contest, and we gave away a Sheep Just color pack. So people said, oh, I'm in, and posted down and all of the information. So you can ask questions here. You can do that by down here at the bottom. I can reply to a thread. This whole thing is called a thread. I could type in a message. Hi, Kim. Trying to get new people on board. And then she'll laugh at me because I posted that. So then I'll post my reply, and it'll show up here with my image. She has made a place though on a different thread. I'm going to go back to the top. I'm going to go back to our group. You could just hit your back arrow, but it always lists, here's the discussion board for this one. If you go back to the main page, here's where we've got our finished squares, and she's having a contest and giving away a crochet set. So at some point that'll be a giveaway, and to receive it, you have to post pictures of your squares. So here's Nikki's square. It doesn't have to be a good, there's Beth's square, Bernie square. I'm not sure who Misty Mountain Makers is. If you're not sure who somebody is, you can click and it will take you to their page. So this is a woman named Emily who lives in Friendsville, Tennessee, that has joined our group, which I just love.
That's why you don't know her.
I know, she's found us online somehow, which is great. And she's become part of our group. Here's my two squares that I posted. Julie Lady posted hers. She's doing hers in 2 colors, which is adorable. So you get to see what other people are doing. Get different ideas for yarn, different ideas for colors. Okay, so now I'm going to show you how to, if I had not posted my pictures, I'm going to post my pictures now. Go down here to the bottom. I'm going to go back a step. I'm going to go back to my notebook and projects. I have already set this up as a project, just like I walked you through for the Charles sweater. And I had put pictures of my yarn, and I had posted a second group of pictures of my square. And clearly it's a mistake I commonly make. I repeat my pictures. So I could go back and I could edit that. I don't need to. There we go. Finish and save. Now, since I already have pictures up in my project, it's really easy to post pictures on a thread. So I'm going to go back to community, groups. Once you've joined a group, it'll save the little icon over here. So here's my friends around the table group. I'm going to enter my pictures. It generally takes you to the bottom of the thread where you can hit reply to thread. Okay, so what I want to do is I'm going to pretend I have not posted my pictures. I'm going to hit the little image, the little picture, enter image from the web. I'm going to use my project or stash photo. If you had wanted to upload an image from your computer, you could do that, but it will charge you. It's $5 for a year, which some people do. I prefer to set up the project page because if I do it from there, it shows me all my pictures from my project page. I can click on it. I want to use this photo. There's no charge because I've already set it up in my project page. And I could post reply. There it is. I posted. I could have added a little text if I wanted to. Since I've now done that twice, I'm going to delete it so it's not on there again. But that's how easy it is to post on a project page. Please don't hesitate. I'm going pretty quick.
Yeah.
But if you've got questions, feel free to holler.
Where do I find the pattern for the granny squares?
So there's a couple of ways. Let's go back here. Let's go back to the Crochet Club. So Kim had talked about in her first class, you can, let's see, oh, she must have talked about it in her class. So we're going to do this way. We're going to go to my post. Oh, it's in the different one. Let's go to finish squares. I bought the complete pattern because I knew I was going to end up making all of the squares. So if I clicked on me, and I could click on projects, and I could look for this, Granny Squares with Kim's. I listed the pattern right here. So if I click on it, it takes me right to it. Now this is a pattern for purchase. A lot of the squares are available for free. And here's how you find out. I'm going to go to the designer's name. She has a lot of her Afghan blocks. This was the 2021. I think she had them for free on her. There we go. The first one we started was the plain granny square. So I clicked on the pattern. There's the plain granny square. It is available for free from her blog. And this is where the video tutorials are as well. So it has the pattern.
Okay, so I have to find, first I have to find the person who wrote the pattern.
So the name of the first square is called Plain Granny Square by Rachel, which is Rachele Carmona.
Okay.
And then you can she published all of these. This was a crochet along that she did last year.
Okay.
So you can buy all 35 patterns, and then it includes like how to put them together as a border, with a border, different border ideas for, I think it was $5.40. Or you can, all of the squares that Kim is going to do are available as free squares. So the first one she did was the plain granny square.
Okay.
And like I said, that one's available for free. And when you click on available for free, it takes you right to her blog, or her website, I should say. And it's got the description. And if I keep scrolling, it's got your key stitches here. It also has video instruction that you can play directly from here. So if you missed the class, and I'm going to have Kim start posting, we talked about this yesterday, she's going to start posting on that Ravelry thread what the 2 squares are. So if you missed the class and we haven't had a chance to post the class yet, you can click on that and see which 2 squares, and then you can go through and watch. And she does excellent videos.
Okay, so I missed 2 classes, right? What's the second
You've
square?
just missed one
Just
class.
one. Yeah,
She's
just
doing 2 squares every week.
Okay, so what's the second square
The
then?
second square is
one. Prague.
the Prague. I'm going to do that as, I want to see how she did that. Let's see. Let's go back here. Go back to Afghan blocks. It was in this one. I'm going to look at all 35 patterns. They're all named after cities. This happens to be in alphabetical order, which is nice.
Oh.
Here's the Prague square. So I can click on that. Again, available for free. It'll take you right to that particular tutorial.
Oh, that looks hard.
It is not, and you know what, and it's not. And the same way she has got a video for it. Let's see. Oh, she's got a picture by picture video or tutorial to go with it, which is really nice. So you can see exactly where you're supposed to do the stitch.
It's on YouTube as well, so you
It
can get
is.
somebody talking you through it.
Exactly. I wanted to
But
say
when
there
you
was
go
a
to the
link.
blog post, there's a video link in there.
Oh, is it in the blog post? There was a video link. Did I miss it?
Yes, and it will take you straight to YouTube.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Boop, boop, boop.
Girl, how you think I got through that one?
Me too.
Was this it here? No.
That'll take you to her YouTube channel,
Oh, okay.
and you can just search for Prague.
Oh, there we go. It takes, so I'm going to subscribe to her YouTube channel, and that makes it easier to find them all. And then you can search Prague, or you can search through her videos.
And look, it's right there at the top.
Right there.
There it is.
Top row.
Right there.
It's Aspen Dental's
And then you have to
Everyday
sit through a
Smiles event,
video
where
because
new patients
I don't
get a
pay
full
extra.
exam and set of X-rays with no
Me
obligation,
either.
no insurance,
Skip
no
ads.
What weight is the yarn, Pam?
This is these, we're doing these in DK weight yarn. I know some people are doing it a little heavier because they weren't going to do quite as many squares, but wanted it bigger. We've got some people doing it in Chunky Monkey, which is an Aran weight yarn. They wanted a bigger blanket overall, so they wanted bigger squares. I'm doing it in the Barocco Remix Light, which is a DK weight. A lot of people are making it in the Sheep Just Soft Fun, which is a nice washable DK weight yarn, and a bazillion colors. Some people are using the mini color packs. We had somebody yesterday buy the rainbow pack because they're going to make it as a baby blanket. And they don't know if it's going to be a boy or a girl. Actually, they're hoping for a grandchild in the near future. They're just getting prepared.
I have lots of this left over from my giant scarves.
Yeah,
It's the Sheep's Organicon.
perfect. So that's a fingering weight. It'll be a
Okay.
little bit smaller, but you absolutely could do it in that. You can do this in any weight yarn.
Okay.
I mean, it will adjust the size of your squares. If I go
Okay.
back to, nope. Let me go back to Ravelry. Beth is doing it out of, she had a big skein. Go back to community, groups, brings around the table. Beth is doing it. She had a big skein. I think it's of leftover Tosh Merino Light, which we don't carry. So her square is much smaller because hers is a much lighter weight yarn. But it doesn't matter. What you want to make sure you do, and Kim talks about this, is that all of your squares end up being the same size. It doesn't matter if they're the same size as mine, as long as your squares are the same size as each other's, which is why we start with the plain granny square. All that's kind of like your standard, your basic granny square shape. Whatever size that one comes out to, you're going to want to make sure all of your others come out to that size. There's nothing extra or special about a plain granny square. There's no extra stitches. Like the Prague has a little flower in the middle. We've had a couple people who finished the Prague and it was not the same size, and it's because they missed a round. So it's kind of a little standard. Like if it comes out and it's way too small, you're like, oh, what did I do wrong? But we can go back and help you find that.
Since I'm new to crochet, I'm curious, is there blocking involved? Do you block your squares?
Yes, you can. You absolutely can block your squares. And there are lots of ways to do it. The nice thing, because we want them all to be the same size,
Right.
is you can actually block them all together or several together, because you can stack them up. What I like to do is, because I've done squares, crocheted squares before, is to use a blocking mat.
Right.
And if I know if I'm trying to get to a particular size, I'll use tape to mark off the size that it's supposed to be. And then I can stack them on top of each other and pin them together, pin maybe 3 or 4 together and let them dry. And I know they're all going to be the same size. So you can kind of build your own standard. You can buy blocking boards for people who do a lot of granny squares or a lot of crochet, that have pegs that you put in, and you can slide your blocks onto them as you finish them, and as they're wet, and let them dry. I have one. I haven't tried it yet, but I just like to pin them. Yeah.
Okay.
But then, there's a lot of, since all of the squares are different, they're going to have a little bit different tension. So we will want to block them, and we'll do a class on that as well as we are
How many
finishing.
squares in all are we planning on making?
24.
24, I think. Yeah.
24 different designs.
Yeah.
And depending on what you want to make with your granny squares will determine how many of each design you choose to do.
Right. So you could, if you wanted to buy that whole pattern, you would have access to 35 squares if you wanted to do one of each kind, if you love it. Some people are going to do like that basic granny square, and you could do that all around the edge, or alternate it with different squares if you wanted to make it bigger and just have more of the basic granny square. Yeah, there's lots of things you can do. You can put 4 or 5 of them together, and I think there's a little purse pattern that she lists. I think I'm going to do pillows with mine. So probably I'll put 9 together, or maybe I'll make rectangular pillows. I'm not sure. I'm gonna have to wait and see what they become, but I'm doing a blanket out of the Remix, which is the heavier version of the Remix Light. And I'm doing it in similar colors. So I thought this would be a nice set to go together. So I think I'm gonna make pillows out of my granny squares. So that's my plan, but that may change. We'll see. So are there more questions? I hope this helped a little with Ravelry.
When people post their finished project, is it on the same page you went to for your whips?
Yes. So everybody who has finished their granny squares, who have posted on this thread. I'm going to go back to so for the finished squares contest, and the reason we're all posting here. Oh, see, there's Agatha's. She just posted 4 minutes ago. She's got her 2 squares up. Everybody has been posting their pictures to be entered into the contest. You don't have to post your pictures, but sometimes it's just another way to kind of bring people together. I love how Julie's doing hers in 2 colors. I might try that.
Is this where people are uploading their pictures for the shop finished projects?
No, for the shop finished projects, if you go to, that's a good question. Let me go over here. If you go to our website, we have a link right here at the top, submit your fabulous finished objects here. And we've tried to make it a little easier so we're not missing people. We had people posting all over the place. It gives you a little form to fill out, your email. If you've got an Instagram handle, was it knitted, crocheted, the pattern name, if you don't know it, it's okay. And it also has a place for you to upload your picture.
Okay.
And then I have all of these in one place every Friday to go to, and I'm not having to hunt through email and Instagram and Facebook. And we were missing people that way, particularly in email. We get so many stupid emails. So it was getting lost in, you know, in the email. So we have that right on our front page of our website.
It works real easy too.
It does. Yeah, it has been really good. And that way we've got everybody. So for each one, each pattern you want to, or each picture you want to submit, you just fill out a new form for it. Yeah.
I know I've been knitting myself through the pandemic. I haven't posted one single picture.
You should post. You could win fun things.
I know.
Yeah. So
And
I
this
hope
is-
that helped a
this
little
is
with,
on Fridays we do this, right?
yeah, by 5 o'clock on Friday, 4
Okay.
o'clock on Friday, have it. You can post anytime, but I do the post for the week based on 4 o'clock on Friday.
Okay.
And then that gives me time. Yeah, so I hope that helped a little bit with setting up a project page on Ravelry. Christine does a really nice Ravelry class, which I think a little more in depth on how to use it, which I think we're going to reschedule or schedule again in April. If you go back to our main page, you can click on classes, and here are the list of the recording classes. This will show up there eventually. And then we've got our list of our upcoming classes. So on Saturday, I'll be doing chart reading again. Next week, Beth is doing mosaic knitting. We've got pom-poms and tassels, duplicate stitch. Our friend Kim Payne is going to do a little chair yoga with neck and arms and hand stretching on the 17th. And then we're going to do, apparently I'm doing entrelac. Well, that's interesting. I think I better learn more about entrelac between now and March 27th. And then Christine's going to do a tutorial using Knit Companion, which is an app you can get for your tablet or your phone. It's not available for, you might be able to get it on an Android laptop. I know you can't on Mac. It's a way to save your patterns digitally, and instead of having to have printed patterns. And so she's going to do a tutorial on that app. And then Beth is going to do how to test a pattern, how to know if a pattern is a good pattern, kick the tires on knitting patterns. Yeah. So, because we fall for it all the time. Just because it's free does not mean it's good. So.
Okay.
Yeah. And we had some other people who had other like yarny shoppy questions.
Pam, the Granny Squares is tonight.
It is tonight at 7 o'clock.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm gonna go
On our Zoom, on this very same Zoom channel.
Okay.
Yeah. And then, like I said, I'm doing it, Beth's doing it. So you can always hop on any of our other Zoom times because either Beth or I are on there and we can help you through it.
Okay.
Absolutely. And we're trying to get Kim, she works from a tablet and you can't hook up a document camera to a tablet the way that we do. So we're trying to figure out some sort of system so she can use a camera to show and do little tutorials that way. So we just haven't quite figured out the best way to do that yet.
Looks like y'all need to buy her a laptop.
It seems like, yeah, thank you. She will love hearing that. Now, mind you, she said she has a laptop, but since she got her tablet, she hadn't opened it. I'm like, could you open it? See if it works.
No,
I'll buy you a
it takes 2
camera.
days to update.
That's right.
Okay.
Oh, well.
Pam, I had a yarn question.
What's your yarn question?
I was looking at the Rowan felted tweed,
Yes.
and my daughter-in-law got me the Shetland Wool Adventures Journal for Christmas. And there's, I'm not sure how you say it, Donna Smith pattern, the BROUGH shawl, bra, or however you say it. And I want to do that. And I think that that yarn would work. But I was wanting to look at 2 different colors to kind of see
Yeah.
what would
Tell me the name of the pattern again.
BROUGH shawl. It's by Donna Smith. That's
Yep,
it.
right there. So DK perfect. Oh yeah, that would be lovely. All right, so let's show you some yarn.
You want to stop sharing your screen so she can see?
I can do that. Maybe I'll stop recording too. It seems like a good